Many people start locks because they are trying to escape shrinkage, only to discover a few months into their lock journey that their hair has shrunken beyond anything they ever experienced when they had loose natural hair. The bad news is that as long as you have natural hair, whether it is locked or loose, you cannot completely eliminate shrinkage. Shrinkage is one of the properties of your hair that remains regardless of how you choose to wear your hair in its natural state. Is it possible for you to make your locks longer, or at least make it appear longer with all the shrinkage that is happening? The answer to that question is yes, and that's exactly what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, then definitely keep on watching. First step that you need to do is to make peace with the idea that your hair shrinks by nature. It is going to shrink. There's absolutely nothing that you can do to stop it from shrinking. In fact, the shrinkage is beneficial to your hair because that is one of the things that will help your locks to get thick and full eventually. Embrace it, accept it, be happy when you see it. Change your mindset to, oh, what a pleasure it is to see my locks shrink, because I know that this shrinkage is going to give me benefits, eventually in my journey. The next step you need to take to make your locks longer, or at least appear longer while it is shrinking, is for you to use water to your advantage. Water your locks. The more moisturized your hair is, the more elongated it is. I'm not saying that you should keep your locks wet all the time. That's a bad idea. If you keep your locks wet all the time, it is going to make it moldy and start to smell weird, and you do not want that. What you're trying to achieve is you want your locks to be as supple and as moisturized as possible. When your locks are always moisturized, not wet, moisturized. If you don't understand what I mean by moisturizing locks, I have a video on that. I'll link it up in the iCard so that you can understand better. But when your locks are moisturized, the locks generally hang lower. So even though your locks are shrinking, if you get to the point where you always keep your locks moisturized and soft and supple, your locks are going to appear to be longer than how it actually is. The next thing you can do to make your locks longer while it is shrinking is for you to focus on thickening of your hair instead of stretching. What do I mean by this? Many people tend to obsess over pulling their hair and stretching their hair because they are trying to force their locks not to shrink. You want to focus on things that will encourage your locks to be thicker instead of forcing it to be stretched out. I hope you understand what I mean. If you do not understand, I have several videos on my channel that explains things that you can do to help make your locks thicker. I'll link a few of them in the iCards. When your locks are thick, it generally looks longer than it actually is. It looks like you have more hair on your head, which eventually makes your hair look like it is longer. Another thing that you can do to make your locks longer is for you to focus on your diet. Try to eat nourishing things. Cut out all those things that do not benefit your body in any way. This will help not just your hair, but it will also help your skin, to also help your body in general. All those junk food, burgers, snacks that just fill your stomach but do not nourish your body in any way, try as much as you can to cut them out. When you eat nourishing foods, healthy, nutritious foods, it encourages your hair to grow faster. It encourages your hair to grow thicker. If you can focus on keeping your diet as clean as possible, as nutritious as possible, 99.9999% of your problems will be solved. It may sound like an exaggeration, but I tell you, it's going to make a world of difference to your life in general. The next thing you can do to make your locks longer is for you to keep your locks as healthy as possible. This goes without saying. Healthy locks look better. Healthy locks look longer. Healthy locks look nicer. Healthy locks is the goal. The last thing I want to share to help your locks get longer is for you to understand that this is only a phase. Even though I mentioned earlier in this video that shrinkage is here to stay, as long as you have natural hair. I must also add that shrinkage is not as pronounced with locks when you go past a certain phase of your lock journey. The most shrinkage you're going to experience is going to be within the first year or year and a half of your journey. As soon as you cross the 2-year mark, your locks will no longer shrink as much. You will still have shrinkage no matter the stage you are in your lock journey. But once you go past the starter lock phase and your locks become mature, your hair is not going to shrink as much. Shrinkage is just a phase for now. In a year or in about 2 years, shrinkage will no longer be an issue for you. I should also say that getting your locks longer will no longer be an issue for you. When you get past that shrinkage phase, your locks start to grow even without you trying. Like, hair growth with locks is the simplest thing that you can achieve. Like, it's the most basic thing that you can achieve. You know, with loose natural hair, there are so many steps you need to take because your hair, obviously, as long as you're alive, your hair is constantly growing. However, with loose natural hair, there is a high chance of your hair breaking as much as it is growing. And that's why you find many people with loose natural hair having the same length of hair year after year after year. That is not really an issue with locks. Once you get past the shrinking phase of your lock journey, your hair is going to start to grow even without you trying, without you doing anything. Hair growth, hair getting longer is not an issue with locks. So I want you to bear this in mind while you're still in this shrinking phase and it seems like your hair is never going to grow. It will grow. You get to a stage where hair growth will no longer be an issue. In fact, many people get to a point where they start cutting their locks because they cannot maintain the length. That will come to the end of this video. I hope you guys learned 1 or 2 things. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If this is your first time on my channel and you would like to see more videos from me, then definitely subscribe. If you would like to learn how I get my locks like this, how I started my locks, how I retwist for thickness, I have an online course where I share all the details. I'll put the link down in the description box. And if you click my name and go to my homepage, you'll find the link over there as well. If you would also like to know the products that I use for my locks, they are all available on my website. I'll also put the link in the description box and in my homepage. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video.